A lot of people get confused as to what to do when it comes to filing their taxes for the first time, either as a student or as a newcomer in Canada. If you're one of those people, this video is for you. Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We hope that you like it here. In today's video, I will be sharing some tips on how to file your taxes for the first time as a newcomer in Canada. Now, as we all know, if you live in Canada and you have some sort of income, you should be filing your taxes. Now, the question now goes to, how do I then file my taxes as a newcomer? I've never done this before in my home country or wherever country I'm coming from, and I need to do my taxes. It's filing season and I do not know what to do. The first thing is to identify the ways at which you can file your taxes. There are different ways you can file your taxes. Now, this video is going to be geared towards newcomers because people that have been living in the country and filing their taxes previously already know how to go about this, or they have someone that does it for them already. But if you're a first timer, you're a student, or you maybe want to stop having an accountant or somebody else do your taxes for you and you want to do it yourself, I'm going to be sharing some ways in which you can file your taxes yourself with ease. The first method is using Netfile. Now, Netfile is a software that allows you, or is a type of software that allows you to file your taxes, and it sends your tax filing straight to the Canada Revenue Agency. There are different softwares on Netfile that you can use. You can use TurboTax, I think H&R Block, Wealthsimple, and a couple of others like that. You just go on the CRA website. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. Go on their website and then you can pick Netfile, and then it takes you to the different pages of the different, gives you different options of the Netfile softwares that you can use. You pick one, whether it's free or paid, whichever one you'd prefer. Just pick one and go ahead to file your taxes. It's actually pretty easy when you use Netfile because it's more like a questionnaire. It's just basically you answering some questions on the software and putting in your some of your personal information, and it sends your filing through to Canada Revenue Agency with ease. If it happens that using Netfile does not work for you, because some newcomers try to use Netfile and the system bounces them back for simple reasons, like maybe the system does not recognize their information because it's their first time, they haven't applied for any benefits before, maybe child benefits or GSC, so the information is not in the system at all. Not to worry, there are other ways that you can file, but I would usually advise to try any of the Netfile softwares first, and if it gives you an error, then there are other ways that you can file your taxes. The second option would be to file your taxes by paper. There are forms. They are called T1 forms. T1 general is like your personal information, personal income tax forms. You fill out those forms and mail it down to the tax center. The instructions are all usually on the form, but some newcomers, or most newcomers, find the form very voluminous and confusing and complicated. So most newcomers or people that file their taxes for the first time usually do not like to use the forms. There's another way. Another way would be to authorize a representative. Now, if you have a trusted person or friend or family that you trust, you can authorize that person as a representative on your file, and they can help you file your taxes. That's another way. But for somebody that is coming to the country for the first time and knows nobody, that way may not work. So there's another way. The next option would be to use a tax preparer, or what they call a discounter. So these are companies or accounting companies or tax companies that help you file your taxes, and once they do that, they take a fee from you. So depending on whatever the services or whatever, or how complicated your tax filing would be, they will take some fee, some sort of fee, to help you file your taxes. Or if you're filing your taxes and you're going to be getting a refund, they will take a portion of your refund for filing your taxes, so you don't have to pay anything, and then they give you the rest of your refund. The next option, which is my favorite, is using a community volunteer tax free tax clinic. Now, these clinics are a group of people who come together to help people in each community file their taxes. This usually is free, and they usually take people with very simple tax situations. So for a newcomer, your tax filing would be relatively simple because you really do not have a lot of things to put in the filing. Maybe over the course of the year, maybe you even came into the country in November, and by December that's the end of the year, and then you need to file your taxes for that year by February. There's really not much activities for that year that you're looking to file. So for somebody whose tax filing is, or tax case is very simple, the volunteer free tax clinics usually work. You can go on the website, like I said, there's going to be a link in the description box, and use your postal code or your community or your location to get a free tax clinic near you, and go to that tax clinic and they will help you file your taxes. Now that we've talked about the ways that you can go about filing your taxes, what are the things that you actually need to file your taxes? First thing is your T4 slip. Your T4 is a slip that you get from your employer. So for example, if you worked over the course of the year 2024, even if it's for a day, for a month, your employer or your employers, depending on how many employers you had in the year or how many jobs you had in the year, they will be sending a T4 to you that shows your total income from them, the amount of taxes they paid on your behalf, the amount of pension they paid on your behalf, employment insurance, and things like that. You're going to see it on that T4. And on that T4, you then transfer the information from the T4 into your tax filing. Usually, if you are filing by paper, the instructions as to what to put in each box in the tax filing forms are written at the back of the T4 slip. But if you're going to be using the software or anything, it's going to directly tell you or give you instructions as to what to put in which line. And if you're going to be using a tax preparer or a tax clinic or a discounter or unauthorized representative, they already know what to do. So you don't have to do anything. You just give them your T4s and give them your personal information like your name, your social insurance number, your marital status, date of birth, and things like that, your address, and some couple other things like that. Now, if you do not have your T4 and filing season is almost over, it's usually advisable that you gather your pay stubs for the year and put the numbers together. Usually your pay stubs will show you how much you get either bi-weekly or monthly, how much has been remitted to CRA for taxes, how much Canada pension, that CPP, has been taken off, how much employment insurance, that's EI, has been taken off. You could put together your pay stubs or your pay slips, add the numbers together and put that information in there, because you do not want to let the filing season go without you filing your taxes, except you know and you're sure that when you file, you're going to be getting a refund. Because when you file and you still need to pay, then you might be needing to pay some interest charges because you filed late and you also need to pay. So you will pay late filing fees and you also pay interest charges on the amounts that you are owing. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to dash them extra money. So if you know for sure, of which you are not sure, you're not certain, you're a first timer, you're a newcomer, you really don't know how these things work, it's better for you to do those taxes as soon as possible with the information that you have in hand. And eventually, after you file and you get your notice of assessment, you can then either create your CRA online account or contact the CRA to send a T4 or a copy of your T4 slips that they have on file for you to you. Once they send that to you, then you can compare the numbers, and if there's any adjustments that needs to be done regarding that, you can refile or adjust your tax return and then file that, and then they reassess you with the correct information and you get your correct notice of reassessment. So please do not let the filing season fly without you filing your taxes, especially if you're a newcomer. Many people ask, why do I need to file my taxes? The government already knows how much I've made in the year. They already took some amount of money from my pay in the year. Why do I still need to file my taxes? Well, your employer may have remitted some amount to the CRA over the course of the year while they were paying you, but you still need to declare to make sure or to confirm to the CRA that this is all the income that you've had in the year. We have some people who have employment income, some people have business income and some other income. Now the CRA gives you a chance to declare all that income and compare it to the taxes that has been deducted over the year so far, to make sure that you are paying the right amount of taxes. And if there's any claims that you need to claim on your taxes, you claim that so that you can know if you've overpaid taxes over the year or underpaid. If you've overpaid taxes, you get a tax refund, and if you've underpaid, you would need to pay. We have some students who decide to not file their taxes until when they are done with school and they start working, because they want to claim their tuition credits, and because they know once they claim their tuition credits when they start working, it kind of helps them cancel out their taxes payable, and they get some form of refund. Some people want to do that, but people that do that understand why they are doing that. So if you are not so sure, please still go ahead to file your taxes. If you're a student and you do not want to claim your tuition credits yet, you don't have to claim it immediately. You can keep it for when you start working and start paying, proper amount of taxes, and then you can. And once you claim it, it helps you, reduce your taxes payable. So the summary of all of this is, if you're a newcomer, whether you're a student, you're a permanent resident, you have a work permit, whatever it is, and you need to file taxes, those are the ways that you can file your taxes as a first timer. And just make sure that you file your taxes in the filing season and you don't file late, especially if eventually you are going to be getting to pay and you're not going to be getting a refund. So make sure so that you don't get late filing fees and also interest charges on your amounts payable. So file your taxes in the filing season and let it know that you are done and over with it. And then once your assessment comes, check to make sure that everything is okay. If there's any adjustments, please adjust your tax return and so that you can get reassessed. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, or you can also call the CRA. Their number is going to be in the website that I have linked in the description box. And until my next video, bye bye.